Well, good morning. And we're in chapter 4 now, and I'm looking at page 4-3, and there's an object there that you see 4-3 and 4-4. And I'm actually going to expand on that object a little bit because we're going to start learning to make more than one sketch, okay? I've brought this up just to give you a example of the dimensions that we're going to use. So I'm going to redraw that over here and show you how I drew this. So first I'm going to pick a circle, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a circle, okay, and then I'm going to come right off of that, and I'm trying to stay away from the geometry that is to my upper right, okay, and I'm staying with the geometry. Notice the line, the barely visible line coming from the center of the larger circle to where my cursor is, and I'm going to make my circle here, okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and dimension, and I'm going to pick my overall dimension first, and I'm going to type in 66, okay. Then I'm going to take my next dimension, which that was D1, because that was my first dimension, so I'm going to go in here and type D1 divide by 2, okay, and let's make sure I did that right. Oh, excuse me, that's D5, so that's it should be D5 divide by 2, okay, and that should put it just about dead center. The reason it doesn't look that is because these two circles are different size, so I'm going to dimension those, okay. I'm going to double click on that and make that 12, okay. Now I can go ahead and dimension this, or I could just go up to my equal sign and I could assign it a constraint. There we go. So if I change the dimension on this circle to 20, my other circle will change also, okay. So that's the parametric part that we're really looking for, okay. So I'm done with my the dimensions that I need here, so I'm going to throw this away up here. So now because remember I told you can't have more than one object in a drawing. It's not going to work. You can have one object in a drawing. Okay, so now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to pick there, and I'm going to pick there, and I'm going to look at that, and you notice that especially if we go into the front view, scroll down here, you can see that that is not tangent to those circles. This one might be, but I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to go up here and pick my tangent, which is this circle with a line. I'm going to pick my circle and my line. It already is, okay. I'm going to pick my circle and my line, and that created a tangent, okay. And then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to pick my circle and my line, okay. And I believe those are already tangent. We're going to go up and check them just for fun. Okay, that wasn't. And that was, okay. So it seems to be picking the tangent on the smaller circle, which is nice. And sometimes you can get it to show you right there, so you can see it's picking the quadrant. Okay. And there we go. And enter. And there we go. And again, I'm going to check my tangents because I want to make sure everything is correct. There we go, and that one was, okay. So now we have our tangents and everything looks good, except for my main diameter here. This isn't the right diameter because I haven't dimensioned that, okay. So I'm going to go D and pick this, and I believe it's about 25. Oops, excuse me. 25. Okay. Notice my object changed plane there a little bit. So I'm going to undo this. Okay. I'm going to draw a line from this point here to this point here. Okay. Escape. I'm going to reach up, pick this line. I'm going to go up to construction, okay, and then I'm going to go up here to horizontal constraint, and I'm going, and it looks like that line is already a horizontal constraint. Okay, great. Now, if I go back in dimension, and let's take this, and oops, hitting an escape to get out of it a couple times. Dimension already exists, okay, because I already put my dimension there. So I'm going to make, again, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it 25, okay. And somehow this is not tied, so we need to constrain this to this other, this horizontal. I turned on all my constraints just to see what I had. So to do that, I see I don't have a constraint here on this end. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go coincident constraint. I'm going to pick the center of my circle and the end of my line, and it should jump right up there. And that looks great. Okay. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go hide all constraints. Okay. So now we have our object. If I go over here and double click on this and change this to 20, my other circle changes. That's good. I'm really happy. If I go in here and change this to 88, I'm happy. Notice this is 44. Okay, so we have a really nice parametric model. Okay, so then I'm going to go right click and finish sketch. Okay, now, and I did that too early because what do I have? I have some lines that I need to deal with here. So all I do is go hover over sketch, right click, and go edit sketch. So you can bounce in and out of that just as easy as you want. Go up to trim. I'm going to trim this line here. And you have to trim both sides because even though this is a construction line, there's geometry involved. It's just not extrusionable geometry. Hey, is that a word? Extrusionable? Okay, right click, done. Right click, finish sketch. We can now go over here to extrude, and I'm going to go and extrude this 2 millimeters. Okay, great. And there is our object. And it looks great. Now I want to go and this is the first time we've done this. I'm going to add some new geometry to do this. So you notice that I don't have a sketch file, but if I open up the extrusion, there is my sketch file. I can always go back in, right click on that, and edit the sketch, and everything will change, including the extrusion as far as the thickness. Okay. If I need to change the thickness, I go into extrusion, I right click, and I go edit feature. Okay, and here I go and I can make this 3 millimeters. Okay, or I could go in here and edit feature and make it more dramatic. How about 11 millimeters? There you can see. Okay, but I want the 3. Okay, I also want to show you that this little arrow to the right, if you pick that, you have your previous inputs. So you can go back and forth about picking things. So I can go back and pick my 2 millimeter and go OK. So here we are. We're going to move to our brand new, what is this called? It's called a process. Brand new process. Okay, here we go. Right click, new sketch. Okay, now I need to pick the face. Okay, if I wanted to go on the bottom of this and do something, I could pick the face there. Okay, but I'm going on the top. I'm going to pick the face. Notice it highlighted that face with my geometry. Okay, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to pick my circle, and I'm going to pick my center. That geometry is always there. I'm going to pull out and touch that edge. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to pull out, pick my center of my circle, and pull out and touch that edge. Okay, now that geometry there is constrained by the geometry on the end of my object. Okay, I'm going to right click and finish sketch. Okay, I'm going to come to extrude. I'm going to pick that point and that point, and I'm going to extrude 2. Okay, going to come down here, right click, new sketch, pick that point, and I'm going to pick this geometry and just geometry and this geometry, right click, done. Right click, finish sketch, come to extrude, pick that point, and go OK. Now we have this wonderful object that has these discs on both sides. I'm going to show you how to do this a different way next, but right now I just want to show you the easy way because I want you practicing finding the geometry and picking the face. Okay, there's an easier way to do this, obviously, but this is how we're going to do it for right now. Okay, hit escape, right click, new sketch, pick this point here. Okay, I'm going to pick a circle, find my center, come out to my edge. Okay, right click, done, right click, finish sketch, extrude. I'm going to pick this. I'm going to increase this to how about 5, okay, and go OK. I'm going to turn my piece over, right click, new sketch, pick my face, circle. I know this is redundant, but this is how you're going to learn. Redundancy is how we learn. Done, finish sketch, extrude, pick the area I want to extrude. It's already set at 5 and go OK. Great. And I'm going to escape out of that, come back to my home view. And I'm liking this a lot. This looks great. Okay. We're going to do this one more time. I'll make this an easy one. Right click, new sketch. Okay. Draw a circle. And this time I'm going to give it a dimension. I'm going to give it 8. Okay. Before I was relying on the geometry of its existing object. Okay. I should be able to pick this because it's in the same plane even though it's not on the same face. Okay. Now I'm going to right click and see if I have any choices here. I don't, so I'm going to escape. Oop. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pick my equal. I'm going to pick that and that circle there. Okay. And then I'm going to go circle and try to do a piece up here, and I'm surprised it's letting me do that. I'm surprised, but I'm not going to try it. I'll try it later. I'm going to go right click, finish sketch. Okay, extrude, pick that point and pick that point. Now for the first time we're going to change the direction. Okay, everything's been coming out at us, right? Okay, I'm going to go right over here. I can do it either here, which is change direction to direction 2. Notice it's going down. I like that. I'm going to increase it to, one of the things I can go over here is I can either give it a distance, and I would have to give it like, and I can give it like, just like we did in AutoCAD, I can give it 22, and it goes way down. It doesn't matter that it does that, because we want to subtract this. Or I can just go up here and go all, and it's just going to go completely through it. And that's what I normally do. So let's cancel out of that. So what I do is I go to extrude, I pick my point, I can just go up here and go all, and it's going to go the other way for me automatically. And I'm going to go OK. Now let's rotate this so you can see that it goes all the way through. Okay, very nice. Okay, escape, right click, new sketch. I'm going to pick this face, and I'm going to come over here and grab that, and I should have dimensioned it, but I didn't, so I'll hit D for dimension. Don't even have to hit enter, just pull the dimension out. Okay, now I could also, if I wanted to, make this proportional to the exterior diameter. Okay, so I could go, if I could remember what the dimension was, I could make it like proportional at 3/4 or something like that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that in a later video. Okay, there we go. Right click, done. Right click, finish sketch. You always have to get a finish sketch. Pick this, pick that circle. I'm going to go to all, and it's going to drop all the way through, and there is our object that I want you to make for today. Okay, so you have the dimensions in the videos. I'm going to create a piece right now and for the drawing file, and you will have this. Have a great day. I really enjoy doing this.